morning, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents a special presentation of an authentic unboxing. I actually wanted to take a few days off, but I did want to go ahead and fulfill an obligation that I felt I needed to do to someone who sent me a special package here. And I thought I would go ahead and do a special authentic unboxing. And what I mean by authentic unboxing is I haven't even opened anything yet. This is the package, and I've actually had this package here since late March. And I told him that I would not do an unboxing until I was completely done with my inside pitch for 1972, which is now over. And so now I can go ahead and fulfill the obligation. So good to have you guys here. This shouldn't be that long a video, but I did want to do an authentic unboxing. I will do this. I will play this game during this off season before I start 1969 for inside pitch, along with a couple of other things I will do in the 2-month off season. I give myself a break. Jeremy, Brian, Ray Price, and Vita Productions, good to see you here this morning. So this should not be a long video, but I do want to, did want to go ahead and do this unboxing for everybody. As I said, this is an obligation that I felt I need to do, and I look forward to playing this game. And I will do this definitely. I will do this definitely to the game while in my 2-month inside pitch off season. So we got Anna Anthony, we have Ray Price again. On Deck Baseball joins us here. And it's good to see everybody here. For those of you who ever joined my channel, welcome to the network. You are now officially a networker. And so I wanted to go ahead and do this unboxing so that people could see what I want to do on the channel. So I guess we should go ahead and get started, shouldn't we? So let me go ahead and get a, let's see. Let's go ahead and get my razor blades so I can do this. As I said, this box is still in, this game is still in the package. I have not opened it. I did take off the addresses, of course, but still in the package, unopened. You know, I've had it like this for the last month. So let's see what game we're going to try here. So we'll go ahead and do it. As I said, this is an authentic unboxing, which means the package hasn't even been opened yet. And I have not looked at anything. I do not know. Well, I know what's in here, but I wanted to go ahead and do this here. Frank Burgo, new guy, joined it there. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining the network. So let's see what we got. Box here. Let's do this easily. We don't want to ruin anything. And let's see what we got. Take this off. So let's see. So going on the network, on RJL Network, you guys know, of course, that inside pitch is my bread and butter, but I do want to try some other games. So let's see what's going to join on the network. So joining the network, going on the network for RJL. Let's see here. Joining me on the network here oh geez, I'm rambling. Let's just show it. On Deck Baseball. I would like to thank Mr. Ian. I would like to thank Mr. Ian Brook as he goes ahead and he sent me a nice package here. And I told him I would go ahead and do a demonstration of On Deck Baseball. So we're going to do some On Deck. And let's have a look and see what we got here. Nicely packaged. As we all know, after further review with Steve Tower has been playing this game. And he's been enjoying it immensely. and I thought I would go ahead and give this game a little bit more exposure, since I have a pretty nice following on my channel so far. A nice die. I like the dice. So let's see what we have here. So On Deck Baseball. And another package in here. So definitely, as you can see, a definite authentic unboxing, as I haven't even opened these things yet. On Deck is the best at packing their game up. I will admit, so far, that's got to be true. That's got to be true. They do pack very well. And let's see here. Okay. A letter here from Mr. Ian Brook, who of course is On Deck Baseball in the chat. Robert, I wanted to thank you again for giving me the opportunity to be a part of your YouTube channel. I really do appreciate it. What you will find in this package is the playoff replay set 1, which includes the 1986 playoffs, which I asked for because I prefer 1986 with the Mets and the Red Sox, as well as the 1961 World Series teams. So he sent me the 86 playoffs because I know the 1986 Mets inside and out, and I requested that. So I got to thank Ian Brook for giving me a request, because the 86 Mets is my favorite baseball team of all time. And we all know the 1986 baseball season is the greatest baseball season of all time. We are all very aware of that, right? Good. I also included an extra set of pitcher batting cards inside the playoff replay set. This will make it easier for you since the starter set only comes with one of those. I also included an extra set of dice, so that if you would like to, you can give the playoff replay set a trial run to get used to the game. The extra dice include a white and green die, which does not come with the starter set, but a lot of people have incorporated it into their play of On Deck Baseball. I'm sure you've noticed Steve Tower using additional dice in his videos. The starter set only comes with a red and blue die. The only thing missing is an extra for your trial run with the playoff replay set or situation cards that would be used. If a star result comes up on the matrix, you can just skip over that result in the meantime and re-roll. Those charts are in the starter set. You will find another package below the set, which contains your pro starter set. I decided to do it this way to give you options on how you like to proceed with the unboxing. I packaged it up the same exact way I would if I was sending it to a customer. This will let you open the entire package on camera, should you choose to do it that way. I'm perfectly fine with however you do it. Thank you again for this opportunity. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you enjoy the game. Thank you, Ian Brook, On Deck Baseball. I thought I'd read the letter out to you so you guys know how good a guy this guy is, as he got in touch with me, and he wanted me to definitely unbox his game. So let's take a look at this first. Let's take a look at On Deck Baseball Pro. Let's see what we got. Let's see here. Words. I like the quality. Very nice and shapely printed. Very colorful. The one thing I like about this is the very colorful. They're very colorful. Very colorful cards. Let's get this out here. So let's see here. Pitcher 2D, pitcher batting cards. Very nice and colorful. The only thing I already see I may have an issue with is that they're too big. Now I don't mean too big because it's too big. It won't fit. I'm going to have a hard time putting this on my board. So I'll have to try to maneuver something around here. But I mean, it's only too big for me because I don't have a big setup. But I'll be able to work it out somehow. Okay, so what we got here? We got I guess this is 1961 Cincinnati Reds. So Cincinnati Reds. So here's the National League. So let's see what we got here. So 61, Frank Robinson, one of the greatest of all time, of course. Vada Pinson, who should be in the Hall of Fame. Jerry Zimmerman, Gordy Coleman, Only Post, Don Blasingame, Eddie Casco, Gene Freeze. Now, of course, for those of you who know I follow Inside Pitch, I've already done a 1961 replay for Inside Pitch, doing a 1961 World Series in On Deck Baseball. Sounds fun. Julio Chacon, Johnny Edwards, who just finished with 1972 in Inside Pitch, Dick Gernert, Darrell Johnson, Joey J, Jim O'Toole, Jay Hook, Jim Maloney, Bob Perkey, Ken Johnson, Ken Hunt, who's related to Doug Hunt. Yeah. Sherman Jones. So that's the 61 Reds. So here I'm sure is the 61 Yankees. 61 Yankees. Elston Howard. Mickey Mantle, of course, one of the greatest of all time. Bill Skowron. Bobby Richardson. Tony Kubek. Roger Maris, number 61 himself. Cleve Boyer. Yogi Berra. Johnny Blanchard. Hector Lopez. Bob Serve. Billy Gardner. Joe DeMaestri. Whitey Ford, the chairman of the board. Also one of the greatest of all time. Bill Stafford. Ralph Terry. Riley Shelton. Luis Arroyo. Bud Daly. Same 61 Reds that were rigged out of the postseason. Clevenger, Al Downing, D. Scott Howard, the GOAT Whisperer, joins us here. So there is so we get the 61 Yankees and the 61 Cincinnati Reds. And now we got the 1986 postseason, which, of course, everybody knows, as I said, the 1986 season is the greatest season in baseball history. Thank you for agreeing with me on that. 1986 California Angels, Reggie Jackson, Wally Joyner, Boone, Brian Downing, Gary Pettis, Rupert Jones, Rob Wilfong, Dick Schofield, Doug DeCinces, Bobby Grich, underrated second baseman. Some people think he belongs in the Hall of Fame, and I might not be. I don't think I can argue that. George Hendrick, Rick Burleson, Jack Howell, Jerry Narron, Devon White, Mike Witt, Kirk McCaskill, Don Sutton, Hall of Famer, of course. Donnie Moore, may he rest in peace. He never forgave himself for giving up the home run to Henderson. John Candelaria, Doug Corbett, Gary Lucas, Chuck Finley, and Vern Rule. That's the 86 Angels. Now we go to the before they were banging trash cans. Before they were banging trash cans, we have the 86 Astros. Mike Madden, Danny Darwin, Jeff Calhoun, Charlie Kerfeld, Dave Smith, Julio Lopez, Larry Anderson. This was before they were banging trash cans. Or maybe they were banging trash cans back then too. I don't know. Steeler fan joins us. Nolan Ryan, of course, one of the greatest of all time. Bob Knepper, Mike Scott, who basically probably would have beaten the Mets in a Game 7 in the NLCS if it had gotten that far. And yes, the 86 NLCS is the greatest National League Championship Series of all time. Mark Bailey, Steeler fan, of course, will agree with me on that the 86 NLCS was the greatest. And Game 6 of that NLCS is one of the greatest games ever played. Davey Lopez, Pankovitz, Terry Poole, when the Mets were using PEDs, highest team in history. They weren't using PEDs, but they were using something else. Phil Garner, Dickie Fon, Denny Walling, Jose Cruz, another underrated player who probably should be in the Hall of Fame. Billy Hatcher, Bill Doran, Alan Ashby, Glenn Davis, Kevin Bass. 86 Astros before they were banging the trash cans. Coke definitely improves performance. Absolutely. So I've been told. And we'll skip this one for last. And we'll go to the 1986 Boston Red Sox. Wade Boggs, Hall of Famer, and yes, one of the greatest of all time. Rich Gedman, who to this day, Dwight Evans still blames for allowing the pass ball. Dwight Evans still believes Gedman should have made that play. Bill Buckner, and unfortunately, I sometimes think Bill Buckner should be put in the Hall of Fame. He was an awesome player, but unfortunately, he is always remembered for the error. But in fairness to him, Buckner should not have been on the field during that time. Stapleton should have been put in. If you really want to, for all you Red Sox fans out there, if you really want to blame somebody for why the Red Sox lost the 86 World Series, blame John McNamara. Blame your manager. He did not do it right. Marty Barrett, Ed Romero, Jim Rice, yes, one of the greatest of all time. Tony Armas, Dewey Evans, who some people think he should be in the Hall of Fame. I kind of find it hard to argue that too. You want to put Dewey in the Hall? I'll put that on credit card. Don Baylor, Mike Greenwell, who would go on to have a very solid career. Mike Greenwell, another underrated player. Dave Henderson, who hit the bomb in the ALCS. Spike Owen, Mark Sullivan, Dave Stapleton. He should have been in the field, not Bill Buckner. Roger Clemens, the Rocket. You know what? I'm getting sick and tired of the PEDs and the steroid era and all that stuff. You know what? Put him in the Hall of Fame. You know, Major League Baseball, let's be honest about this. After 1994, all right, when you canceled the season, which probably would have given the Montreal Expos a World Series title the way they were playing, and Tony Gwynn probably would have batted 400. You needed to get baseball back on the map. So you guys should be thanking Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, Roger Clemens, Rafael Palmeiro. You know what? You guys should be thanking them for putting baseball on the map starting 1997 and 1998. And then you guys don't put them in the Hall for steroids. You know what? Put them all in the Hall. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of the argument. Oil Can Boyd, Bruce Hurst. He was very tough. Al Nipper. And yes, he carded Tom Seaver. Look at that. Yes, Tom Seaver, Red Sox. The franchise. And yes, one of the greatest of all time. Absolutely. Only two pitchers in baseball history have over 300 wins, 3,000 strikeouts, and a career ERA under 3. Walter Johnson and Tom Seaver. And Walter Johnson pitched during the dead ball era. Seaver didn't get that luxury. Bob Stanley, Sammy Stewart, Steve Crawford, Joe Sambito, Calvin Schiraldi, and Tim Lawler. And then finally, yes, I love this team inside and out. Okay. Are they the greatest team of all time? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But are they the craziest team of all time? Yes. The 1986 New York Mets, definitely the craziest team of all time. Randy Neiman, Rick Anderson, Doug Sisk, and he wasn't with, and of course Jesse Orozco. By the way, his glove still hasn't come down yet. Roger McDowell, Rick Aguilera, El Cid, who pitched an unbelievable Game 7. He pitched 4 innings of beautiful ball in Game 7 to keep the Red Sox from scoring any more runs. Bobby Ojeda, he was the real star, actually, of 1986 for the Mets. Ron Darling, and, of course, the good doctor. Dwight Gooden did not have a good a year in 86 as he did as in 85. And I blame Mel Stottlemyre for that. Mel Stottlemyre tried to give Gooden an extra pitch. He tried to pitch him, I believe. I forget, he was either trying to pitch him the slider or the changeup. He should have just left Gooden alone, pitching the fastball and the curveball, and that would have been it. And Dwight Gooden probably would have had the same exact year he had in 85. And they just retired his number. And Dwight Gooden, what might have been. Kevin Elster, Lee Mazzilli, every woman in New York wanted to have his baby. Ed Hearn, solid backup catcher, by the way, to Carter. Danny Heap, solid outfielder. Howard Johnson would actually become better and better as this year is going on, but not with the Mets, though. Tim Tuffle, solid second baseman when Backman wasn't there. Kevin Mitchell, solid player later in his career. Mookie Wilson, I don't care what anybody said. Mookie Wilson had the greatest at-bat in World Series history. And no, not Kirk Gibson. When Kirk Gibson came up to yes, Kirk Gibson had one of the greatest home runs in World Series history. That is indisputable. But when Kirk Gibson came up to the mound, okay, the World Series was not in doubt. It wasn't in doubt yet. Okay, it was only Game 1. When Mookie Wilson came up to the mound, the World Series was on the line. Mookie Wilson came up in one of the great, and like I said, Mookie Wilson pops out, flies out, strikes out. The World Series is over, and the Red Sox win it. He has the greatest at-bat in World Series history. Lenny Dykstra, nails. Ray Knight, who would get the MVP for the World Series that year. Darryl Strawberry, the Mets will be retiring his number on June 1st. And again, what might have been. Both Gooden and Strawberry would be Hall of Famers if it wasn't for the junk. Rafael Santana. Couldn't hit that much, but a very solid fielder. Very solid in the field. Wally Backman. Solid second baseman. Very good switch hitter. Couldn't hit really. I don't think he could hit lefties he was not very good against lefties, but pretty good against righties. Solid bunter. Keith Hernandez, who should be in the Hall of Fame. Enough said. Who should be in the Hall of Fame. Scott Rowland, come on. Harold Baines, no. Keith Hernandez, along with Donnie Baseball, Don Mattingly, both should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know what we need to get some new blood deciding Hall of Famers here. And of course, the kid Gary Carter, one of the greatest catchers of all time. If you were coming down the third base line and you saw Gary Carter waiting for you, you deserve what happens to you. And I think the Mets should retire his number as well, number 8. It should retire his number also. They haven't yet. They need to. Maybe they'll retire it next year for Gary Carter, the kid. So those are the playoff teams that he sent me. So I'll probably do a 1986 World Series replay. Or maybe I'll do the Astros. I don't know. Everyone's done Red Sox and Mets, I think, blew it up. Maybe I should do a Mets Astros replay. The NLCS. Why not? So what's in the other package? Ray Price asked, what's in the other package? Well, I guess we're about to find out. I got to admit, that package is cool. That really is Ian Brook. That package is really, really cool. I like it. And of course, by checking the scoreboard, you do know what you do by looking at the scoreboard. You guys, of course, do know what baseball field that's taken from, right? You do know what baseball field this is, right? See if you guys know where that scoreboard is, because you guys know what baseball field that is, right? All right, let's have a look at the other one. Ray Price says Forbes Field, and he would be correct. We open this bag to get another bag. All right. You open this bag. Oh, I scratched the box. That's okay. That's a box. So let's see what here. Baseball with the demos. Join us here. And we have another box here. And let's see. That stadium looks familiar too. That stadium looks like Busch Stadium to me. Let's open up and see what's here. Oh, we got the main rules and the instructions. Got some extra dice. Dice is always good. And the instruction manual for On Deck Baseball Pro. When I do a game there, Ian, you're definitely going to have to be there to make sure I do it right. So you'll definitely have to show me how to do it right. So I will let you know, of course, Ian, when I intend to do a game of On Deck. I'm probably going to I would like to take the rest of this week off if possible, because I really want to refrain from streaming for a little bit. But I think maybe next week I may do something with it. And I also want to do Fall Classic Baseball, but because Ian sent me this, I will do this first. So I think I'll do a Mets and Astros NLCS replay. I think I'll do that. Instead of doing Mets and Red Sox, we'll do Mets and Astros. I think that could be a more interesting replay. Just so I can get Steeler fan in there, just so I can rig the Astros for Steeler fan. Or I should say, rig the Mets. I like the instruction book. Okay. And I guess we have the pregame durability. I guess this is where all the charts are in, right? Pregame durability rest check. Situation matrix. Situation chart. Oh, these are like what? Rare plays, I guess, or something like that. Bunt chart. Yeah, these are situation charts. Bunter hits long fly ball territory on left side. Fielder tracks the ball down. Second base shortstop. Some of these situation charts are actually pretty good. I may try to incorporate them into inside pitch, because inside pitch needs a lot more rare plays. Some of these might be interesting. Okay. Look at the back here. Switch our pitcher. Pitcher suddenly experiences arm fatigue. Roll 1 die. If roll is 5 or less, pitcher gets 1 fatigue point against his pitching ability. If 6 or greater, pitcher gets hit with 2 fatigue points against his pitching ability. Then a rating which is 0. Pitcher must be removed from the game. Bunt, batter. Pre-game durability rest. That's cool. I like the situation matrix. I'll have to learn more about that. Now let's see what we got in here. So let's see. More pitcher batting cards. Upside down. Let's fix that. Let's see here. Let's see. St. Louis. Oh, the 1985 Cardinals. The 1985 Cardinals, Todd Worrell. Let's see here. Ozzie Smith, The Wizard of Oz. Willie McGee. Jack Clark. Vince Coleman. Who wanted to be Ricky Henderson, a Ricky Henderson wannabe. If only could hit like Ricky Henderson, Vince Coleman would have given Ricky Henderson a run for his money as the best leadoff hitter in baseball history. But Ricky Henderson does have that moniker. Tom Herr, Joe Porter, Tom Nieto, Tito Landrum, Jorgensen, Ivan De Jesus, Cesar Cedeno, Steve Braun. John Tudor had an awesome season in 1985, and he was pretty good himself. But Dwight Gooden beats out John Tudor for 85 for the Cy Young Award. Hard, Danny Cox, Bob Forsch, Jeff Lottie, Ricky Horton. That's Bob. May the Force be with you. Ken Daly, Bill Campbell, Todd Worrell. One of the better closers at the time. Then he gives me the 1979 Pittsburgh Pirates. Bill Madlock, who should be in the Hall of Fame. And Steeler Fan, of course, gives his moniker there. By the way, Steeler Fan, how'd your Astros do in 1972? Dave Parker, Ed Ott, Pop Stargell, We Are Family Pirates, Bill Robinson, Rennie Stinnett, Tim Foley. Rennie Stinnett recently passed away a year ago. Rest in peace. Omar Moreno, Phil Scrap Iron Garner, Dale Berra, John Milner, Steve Nicosia, Lee Lacy, Mike Easler, Bert Blyleven, Hall of Famer, John Candelaria, Bruce Keeson, Don Robinson, Jim Rooker, Kent Colvey with that sidearm of his, Jim Bibby, exactly 3 more than the Mets, Enrique Romo, and Grant Jackson. Yeah, that pennant was rigged, by the way, Steeler Fan. That was rigged. And then we go to another Mets team, the 1969 Mets. He gave me the 1969 Mets, which, interestingly, we're doing 1969 of Inside Pitch starting July 1st. Tommy Agee, Cleon Jones, Jerry Grody, Ed Kranepool, Ken Boswell, Bud Harrelson, recently passed away, may he rest in peace, Wayne Garrett, Ron Swoboda, who made one of the greatest catches in World Series history, Don Clendenin, Art Shamsky, Al Weiss, Rod Gaspar, J.C. Martin, Bobby File, some bum by name of some young bum, some 3-year player, some bum by name of Seaver, the Koosman, Gary Gentry, Don Cardwell, Jim McAndrew, Ron Taylor, You Gotta Believe, Tuggy, and another young bum named Nolan Ryan, who would get his only World Series title with the 69 Mets. Then he gives me the 1939 New York Yankees. The 1939 New York Yankees. 1939 Yankees, huh? Joe DiMaggio, the Yankee Clipper. Bill Dickey. How well do I know the 69 Mets, being I was born that year? Not as well as I know the 86. But the 69 Mets, of course, I know who they are. But how I would handle the 69 Mets compared if I had the 86 Mets would be different. Joe Gordon, George Selkirk, Frankie Corsetti, Red Rolfe, Charlie Keller, Tommy Henrich, Buddy Rozar. I love the artwork, by the way, Ian, the artwork is beautiful. I understand you can't put the Yankee. I know you can't put logos or anything like that because you're not affiliated with MLB, but the artwork is close enough. Joey Gallagher. The Iron Man, Lou Gehrig, in his later years in 1939. One of his later years, though. Red Ruffing. Lefty Gomez. Padley. Ackley Donald. Monty Pearson. Oral Hildebrand. Johnny Murphy. Steve Sundra. Marius Russo. I'll be honest, I really don't know much about the 1939 Yankees. I will admit I don't know much about them. Don't know much about the 39 Yankees. Gehrig's final Beatles. And Beatles Eternally joins us here. As Beatles Eternally joins us, always have to tell them, hey, Beatles, you got to get back to where you once belonged. That counts. Then we got the 1975 Boston Red Sox. One of Al Red Sox fans' favorite teams, although I believe the 67 Red Sox is his overall favorite. But the 1975 Boston Red Sox. Freddie Lynn, who some people think should be a Hall of Famer. Again, hard to argue if you want to put Fred Lynn in there. Pudge, of course, and I love how he did the wave here. That's cute there. That's cute there, Ian. That's cute. The wave, Carlton Fisk with the wave. That's really good. Cecil Cooper. And, of course, some bum by the name of Yaz. The thing about the Boston Red Sox, I will always prefer the red hat over the black hat. If I was a Red Sox fan, I would always prefer the red and black hat over just the black hat. I always loved the cap, where the red cap with the black, with the blue B. It really isn't black; it's navy blue. But the red cap with the dark blue brim. I always preferred that cap over the black one. If I was a Red Sox fan, or if I was going to a Red Sox game, that would be the cap I would wear. Rick Burleson, Jim Rice in his earlier years, Rico Petrocelli, again, Dewey Evans. Like I said, if you want to put him in the Hall of Fame, I won't really argue it. Bernie Carbo, Denny Doyle, Juan Beniquez, Bob Montgomery, Rick Miller, Bob Hayes, who was actually on the Mets in 1969. Tim Blackwell, Bill Spaceman Lee. For some reason, every time I put Bill Lee on the board, an inside pitch of anything, he never seems to do as well as I think he should. I wonder how he'll do in on deck baseball. El Diante, Louis Dion. Does anybody here have a problem if Louis Dion should be in the Hall of Fame? Does anybody here have a problem with that? Because I think Dion should be in the Hall of Fame, along with Vida Blue. Why he's not in the Hall, I don't know. Rick Wise, Reggie Cleveland, Dick Drago. Does anybody know what kind of postseason Dick Drago had for the Royals in '72 that I just did? Couldn't win a ball game, but yet he gets the win for the final game for Game 6 of the World Series. Boy, he had a rough postseason, but he got the win when it mattered. You can't make this stuff up. Jim Willoughby, Roger Moret, Diego Segui, Dick Pole, and Jim Burton. And then some baseball team that wound up rigging the 1975 World Series, the Cincinnati Reds. That I'm pretty sure. A Steeler fan. I'm pretty sure this was rigged, right? This was rigged, right, Steeler fan? The 1975 Cincinnati Reds, that was rigged, right? I'm pretty sure that was a rigged World Series. Everybody knows the Red Sox should have won it. Hall of Nostalgia. Joe Morgan, who definitely rigged. Thank you there, Steeler fan. Joe Morgan, who actually will be on the Astros in 1969 when I do that. A young Joe Morgan. Johnny Bench. He was an above average catcher. George Foster, the $10 million bum for the Mets later. Tony Perez, Hall of Famer. Dave Concepcion. Concepcion I did not put in the Hall of Fame, but I will put him in the Hall of the Very Good. Mr. Pete Rose, who should be in the Hall of Fame already. Put him in. So what? Put him in. If Shohei Ohtani can get away with what's going on right now, even though they are not blaming him, Pete Rose should be in there. Ken Griffey, he was good. His son was better. Cesar Geronimo. Dan Dreesen. Merv Redmond. Bill Plummer. Darrell Chaney. Doug Flynn, who the Mets would trade for in the worst trade in baseball history in 1977. Ed Armbrister. Terry Crowley, or one of the players, I should say. Gary Nolan. Jack Billingham. Fred Norman. Don Gullett, may he rest in peace. Pat Darcy. Raleigh Eastwick. Pedro Borbon, which Brian B to this day says Pedro Borbon never does well. I don't know, Brian B, Pedro Borbon, he never does well on the board for some reason. No matter what game you're playing, I hear. Whether it's inside pitch, Stratomatic, whatever. For some reason, I heard Pedro Borbon just doesn't translate well to the board for some reason. Maybe On Deck Baseball will be different. Clay Carroll. Will McEnany. And Clay Kirby. And that completes your unboxing. So I'm going to try to bring this to the channel as soon as I possibly can. I got to read the rules. I'll probably play the game in basic mode first because I know there is what is it? I know there is an advanced version and a basic version. So I definitely should play the basic version first of this game and see how it plays before I think of any optional rules or whatever. If anything, I love the color of the game. I love the color. You got everything here situated. And by the way, On Deck Baseball, I did not put your website into my comments for this. I apologize. Please put your website in the chat. It should come up for people that might want to look at On Deck Baseball and take a look at it. I have my inside pitch stuff and FastScore in there, but this is about you. So I would like you to go ahead and maybe put your website into the chat if you've not done that already. So people can maybe, after they read this, and what I'll go ahead and put it in my comments as well. Put it in the comments so people can take a look at this game and see if they would like to try it out, which looks like a lot of fun. I love the color. I love the colors. It's very colorful. I love the artwork. I think it is terrific. I'm looking forward to getting this to the top. I got to see what I'm going to do with the size of the cards, though. They are too big. Not too big because they're too big. They're too big because they're not going to fit on my box, on my board. I'm going to have to figure something to work out because you think YouTube blocks links. I don't know. I put links in the chat all the time. But either way, though, then and On Deck, Ian, if you can, put your link then in the comments section below. There's also a fictional version, the website for the pro version you see in the video. Okay, awesome. So make sure you put your links out there so that people can go post a link that it comes through. No, it did not. Tell you what, On Deck Baseball, Ian, just send me the link and I'll put it in the just either email me the link. I need one of the mods to post the link in my chat. Oh, okay. And he's not a mod. So, don't worry, Ian. We'll get that link posted. I'll put that in the comments for people to go right to it after they see this unboxing. Definitely will do it, and I want people to go to your website and take a look at this. And it looks spectacular. He has a lot of great teams, old past teams of the past. Do you intend to do any full? I think you told me that you did not know if you were going to do any full seasons. do you intend to do any full seasons? Full, baseball seasons, like the entire 1986? There we go. The Steeler fan did it. Do you intend to do any full seasons, like maybe a full 1986 or a full 1975 or a full 1927, maybe dead ball, maybe full 1908 or full 1919, you know, um, something like that. It's something you hope to get to at some point. Because I'll tell you I'll be honest, I think a lot of people it's great to go ahead and play one-off against certain games, but I know a lot of people prefer full seasons. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I know full seasons will really get people coming, okay? That I was able to get, other like Chris Davis of Inside Pitch to go ahead and get more seasons into his website, which he's done. So I think full seasons would be great. But what I see here, though, Ian, is awesome. It's awesome. I love the artwork on the boxes. Forbes Field. That's Busch Stadium, definitely. I love the artwork. The artwork on the boxes is great. I like the full color manual. I think it's terrific. And now I got to read it and see if I can learn how to play this thing and get it on the table, which I will do. And I will do that next. Since you went ahead and sent me these, a la carte, I will go, gratis. I will go ahead. It's really quite the process to put these things together. Doing full season be a huge undertaking, but like I said, he hoped to at some point. I know it'd be a full undertaking. I know it would take some time. Trust me. What I would do in that case, Ian, I would put out a poll of which seasons you'd like to see, what most of your players would like to see, and then probably do the highest ranked season that comes out. Maybe poll 100 of your players, or 100 or 1,000 players, and the season that gets the most votes, do it. Kind of like what I do for a selection show for Inside Pitch. So I think that that would probably be the best way to do it. Whatever season comes out first, do that one. Whatever's next, do that one. I know it takes time. I get that. But hey, if you're working at something that's worth with your time and worth doing what you're doing, then I think you go ahead and work at it. I think it really works. Ian, I take my time when I do my Inside Pitch. I go through, I get my logos, I get all my information before I start a season. And I think you should do the same thing. Take your time with it. What's a rush? The world's not coming to an end unless it is, and nobody's bothered to tell me about it. So I think that would be great, Ian. And like I said, take your time. Put it together. Make sure you get, if you do a season, make sure you card everybody. That will be huge. Card everyone. Really card everyone. Yes, it's about 900 players. Depending on what season you're doing, getting married anytime soon, Phoenix night. Card everyone. If you're going to do a full season, card everyone. It makes a big difference. Just ask some players of some other another board game, which I won't mention. Okay. Anyway, I don't want to rant. I want to go ahead and say thank you very much, Ian, for sending me this copy of On Deck Baseball Pro. I will definitely learn the instructions. I will definitely go ahead and learn it. I'm going to take a break for this week because I don't really want to stream anything for a little bit. I want to take some time to rest, and then I'll start streaming again maybe after this week, and maybe I'll do this first. I do have other things I do have other things I will get on the channel, but we won't. That's not for this video. I've already told you what I intend to do in my state of the network and such. So anyway, this is all about On Deck Baseball Pro. I want to thank Ian Brook. I want to thank everybody in the chat for joining me for this unboxing. Ian Brook, the creator of On Deck Baseball. Thank you very much once again for sending me these wonderful packages. Now that I finally opened them up, now I can finally go ahead and start to learn and see how this plays. And it looks like a lot of fun. So I thank you again. I thank you once again, Ian. You are terrific. I'm very flattered and honored that you chose me to go ahead and send me this stuff so I can put it on the channel so that everybody can look at it and see that RJL Network wants to go ahead and do this a little bit. And for those of you who also remember, thank you still, and don't forget, After Further Review with Steve Tower plays a lot of On Deck Baseball. Check his channel out for some gameplay as well. Okay, and I promise you I will get this on the channel. I'm going to say next week. I'll get some on the channel next week. And I think I'll do the 86 New York Mets against the 86 Houston Astros. I'll do the NLCS. I'll do the National League Championship Series. I know, in my opinion, I think the Mets Red Sox World Series has been beaten to death. So let's try something a little different. Let's do the 86 Mets and the 86 Astros. Let's do that. I'll do that NLCS. We'll start with game one of that series when I get this. And Ian, I will let you know when I'm going to do it so you can be here for it. And mostly my games are at night around 7:30, and I will try to get that situated. Thank you very much for everyone joining me on Deck Baseball. Steeler fan, Brian B., Phoenix Knight, Frank Burgo, Beatles Eternally. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, everybody. Ray Price, Kemi Poo, and Adam Anthony. Thank you all for joining me here. D. Scott Howard, the Goat Whisperer, Vita Productions, Baseball with the Demos, Jeremy Brooks, Clee Baseball fan, of course. And I want to thank everybody for joining me. Please check out all those other channels that I've mentioned if they have one. They are spectacular. So again, we'll see you guys again soon. So stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys again next time. On Deck Baseball Pro from Ian Brook of On Deck Baseball will soon make its way on the channel. Congratulations. Thank you once again there, Ian. All of you have a wonderful day.